Get free Chat Sports content. Subscribe on YouTube at youtube.com/chatsportstv or give us a follow on Rumble at rumble.com/NFL Daily. If you're wondering why, it's because this video was already put out on Rumble days before it was released over on YouTube. So coming up here on today's show, I'm going to be breaking down the top 10 NFL free agents. We got an updated list. We are going to go from 10, work our way all the way down to 1. And not only am I going to give you the top 10 list, I'm also going to try to predict where I believe they sign. At number 10 here, it's Sheldon Richardson, one of the top DTs out there. Last season at 39 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 6 tackles for loss. If you're looking for a run stopper, if you're looking for a big body up the middle that can clog up some holes, you know what I'm talking about. Sheldon Richardson can absolutely be that guy. I don't know how much he offers still in the passing game, but Richardson does have some value. So for me, the team that I believe makes the most sense for Sheldon Richardson is the Cleveland Browns. According to reports, they're not interested in Ndamukong Suh. They have shown interest in Richardson. He played with the Browns just 2 years ago. The fit makes sense. The Browns need interior defensive line help. Let's now go to number 9 here on my list of NFL free agents, Joe Haden. Joe Haden he's had a really good career. He's fallen off a little bit, but that's what happens when you get older. It's all good. 37 tackles last season, no interceptions, 6 pass breakups. Haden can really help out teams that I would say are in this win-now mode. If you think that you are a playoff team, a Super Bowl team, and you're missing just an extra cornerback piece, I think going out and signing a player like Haden makes a lot of sense. So the team that pops into my mind that needs another corner is the Cincinnati Bengals. I think Eli Apple is trash. And the fact that since he was so aggressive this offseason, adding the talent on the offensive line, adding some extra depth pieces, whether that be on the defense, I just don't understand how you can look at your fan base, look at your team, and say, we're confident having Eli Apple out there on the outside. Make the change. Go get Joe Haden. He's also played in this division for many, many years. At number 8 here of our top NFL free agents, it's Hightower. And Hightower, since he's come out of Alabama, he's spent a lot of really good years in the New England Patriots system, right? 64 tackles last season. 1.5 sacks, a tackle for loss. He's not reliable in your coverage game, but he is a thumper. He is a downhill linebacker that I do think could actually be used maybe a little bit more in pass rush situations than he's been used in the past, but he's somebody that you can rely on the middle of your field. When I think of what team fits him the best, I'm going to go with the Raiders here. The Raiders lost Kyler Fackrell for the season, who played linebacker. The Raiders lost Micah Kiser for the season. And this is a team that is looking currently right now for linebacking depth. He has the connections with Josh McDaniels. He has the connections with Dave Ziegler. He would fit in this defense. So that's why I believe the Raiders make the most sense for Hightower. Let's go to the offensive side of the football now. It's Duane Brown time at offensive tackle. At one time, he was probably one of the better left tackles in the league. Did struggle a little bit last season, gave up 8 sacks, and I think that could also go to Russell Wilson hanging onto the football here a little bit. Duane Brown's a hard player to put my finger on. There are teams out there that could use tackle depth, but how many teams are going to take a chance on a veteran like him? The one team that pops up into my mind, and usually when a team takes a chance on Brown, it's either because of an injury or because they want some security. The team that pops up into my mind is the New York Jets. Now, the Jets have already had him in on a visit earlier this week. There's already been question marks around Mekhi Becton. Hell, Mekhi Becton left practice early on Monday with a knee injury. If you want to make sure that you took the right guy at quarterback in Zach Wilson at number 2 overall in the 2022 NFL Draft, an easy way to do that is to make sure that you have the right quarterback, 2021 draft, and to make sure that he's protected, you add a veteran like Duane Brown. It's all about safety, baby. Let's go to number 6 here. We're going to stick here at the offensive tackle position. It's Eric Fisher, and he's been out there dangling his bobby, or is that what it's called, a bobber in the water for a while, waiting for somebody to bite. He's had some injury issues in the past. I actually thought he did a halfway decent job last season with Indianapolis. He did give up 7 sacks. But when I think of a team that could potentially use a tackle, and I think of connections, I think of the Indianapolis Colts, and I think of the Chicago Bears. He played on Indy last season. The Bears' offensive tackle situation right now with Tevin Jenkins is a little bit of a coin flip. I like Braxton Jones, but he was a rookie. I don't know if he's ready to start right away, so why not Matt Eberflus, who was with Indianapolis last season? he did pretty well. You just bring him to Chicago. The Tevin Jenkins drama is there. Chicago needs a left tackle. Justin Fields needs his blind side protected, and I think Eric Fisher could be that guy. We still got 5 more names to go through, y'all, so please do not go anywhere. I want to know from everyone who's watching right now on Rumble, shout out your favorite NFL team, and who knows, you might get a shout out. Number 5 on my list here is something that I need to buy my girlfriend more often. It's Flowers, Trey Flowers. He once signed the biggest deal, 5 years, $90 million. Goes to Detroit, had some injury issues, never quite worked out with Matt Patricia. So when I think of the best years of Trey Flowers, I think of him being on the New England Patriots. And if I was his agent, if I was Trey, I would try to figure out every way possible to go back to New England. So for that reason and that reason alone, let's send him to New England there with all the crap going on with that coaching situation. Number 4 is Daryl Williams. Daryl Williams, if I was the one that made this list, again, this is a list based off of Tom Downey's top 10 NFL free agents, the list earlier. I'm just adding on to let's get a prediction in there. Williams, to me, I believe actually deserves to be ranked a little bit higher. I think he can play offensive tackle. He can play right guard as well. He can really help out on the offensive line. Right now, the top team that's been linked to him that I've seen has been the Raiders. However, there are some question marks regarding whether the Raiders are actually interested because they are confident in Alex Leatherwood. The one team that's been very aggressive this offseason and a team that has a need at right tackle, to me, is the Los Angeles Chargers. I believe he fits a lot of their needs, and if I see that the Raiders just lost Brandon Parker for the season, and if I believe that there's some other teams in the AFC West that are kind of lacking talent at right tackle, take him away, put him on your team. So for that reason, it kills me, but I'm going to say Daryl Williams ends up going to the Chargers. Coming in here at number 3 on my NFL free agents list, it's J.C. Tretter, the best interior offensive lineman out there still. He could play center. He has been contemplating retirement a little bit, but a 78.7 overall grade last season. That was 6th among all centers in the NFL. Intelligent player, still a hard-working player, but where would Tretter go? If I was Tretter at this current point in my career, I would say I want to win a Super Bowl. I want to compete, and I want to make a deep playoff run. Usually when I hear Super Bowl, my mind goes to Tom Brady. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers just lost their center, Ryan Jensen, for the season. They also lost both their right guard and their left guard in free agency. So essentially, you're probably the favorite in the NFC minus the Rams. You're really going to let Tom Brady not have the overall protection, not have the, we'll say, interest, if you will. You need to be able to have the interior offensive line depth, and Ryan Jensen, that makes a lot of sense. Number 2 here. It's Ndamukong Suh, defensive tackle. This guy is just it's amazing. When people talk about Father Time and Tom Brady, they should also talk about it with Ndamukong. This guy hasn't missed a game since like 2011. He's missed 2 games his entire career. 27 tackles, 7 tackles for a loss, and the team that he's been continuously linked to has been teams like the Minnesota Vikings, teams like the Raiders. Well, I had already Richardson going somewhere else. So for this one, I'm going to say Ndamukong ends up going to Las Vegas. Even though, and you got to keep this one in mind, Las Vegas is working out Danny Shelton. If they bring in Danny Shelton, that might limit their ability here a little bit in Suh, because I've said in the past that Suh is the more expensive one, obviously, than Shelton. But the Raiders right now are lacking defensive tackle depth, no doubt about it. Suh grew up a Raider fan. Suh has mentioned the Raiders multiple times. That's why I predicted him to go there. Before I tell you the number 1 player, if you want to join my Raiders community, you probably have seen my Ndamukong Suh shows in the past. Please join me at RaidersReport.locals.com. Scan this QR code right here. That way you join my Raiders community. If you want to just get extra exclusive videos, 2 exclusive videos every week, 1 extra live show, plus I put out polls, a whole bunch of different stuff. RaidersReport.locals.com. Number 1 on my list is Odell Beckham Jr. He's the top free agent out there. He also looks like he bulked up here a little bit. Yes, he's had his 2nd ACL. There's going to be a lot of questions around him, no doubt about it. But you know what? OBJ, to me, should go to a contender. He should go to a Super Bowl contending team. And I would say it's between maybe the Buffalo Bills, because they're recruiting him right now, or you just put him back on the Rams. The Rams, I get it. You got Cooper Kupp. You brought in Allen Robinson. But you also did lose Robert Woods. And for the Rams to be as aggressive as they've been, if OBJ's, let's say he's not even ready by week 1, it's okay. The Rams are going to make the playoffs. If you can have him ready by Super Bowls, by the playoffs, you're going to be okay. For that reason, OBJ to the Rams. All right, y'all, I'm getting ready to head on out of here. Appreciate everyone who made it this far in the video. Remember, if you want to disagree with me, my DMs are open for a reason. You can find me on Instagram at Mitchell Renz 365. So we're going through these rather quickly. Odell Beckham Jr., I have him going to the Rams. Ndamukong Suh to the Raiders. J.C. Tretter signing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Daryl Williams, he heads on over to the Los Angeles Chargers. Trey Flowers, a little bit of a reunion here, back with the New England Patriots. And then at number 6, Eric Fisher rejoins Matt Eberflus with the Chicago Bears. At number 7, Duane Brown had a visit with the Jets. Oh, I think that one makes some sense. Number 8, another Raider, Deonta Hightower. At number 9, Joe Haden joins the Cincinnati Bengals because he's better than Eli Apple. And then to round out my top 10 NFL free agents list is Sheldon Richardson. I believe he ends up signing with the Cleveland Browns. If you made it this far in the video, please spam real one because I appreciate all y'all out there that are the real ones.